So, guys, I've been doing this self-improvement stuff for a while. And I notice by myself that I tend to go into the extremes too much. For myself, at least. I see someone on social media, maybe. They're a really good boxer or they're really good at weightlifting. And then I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. And all these people, they're really good at one single thing. But what about the rest of their lives? These people, they have one thing, one exact thing they do in their lives, and they're really good at that. But the rest of their lives are suffering. We have all these professional bodybuilders, for example. Their bodies, they look amazing. They're making a good career out of that, even maybe. But they have a suffering family life. They have suffering, maybe even their health is suffering. They're having this professional career, but their health is suffering. They're injecting steroids, etc. Then, sorry about that. Then you have, the normal, I don't know, the guy who's really proficient in business. He's built his own business. He's doing really well, earning a shit ton of money. Only work, 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 work. But what about his body? What about his relationships? He doesn't have a family. He doesn't care about his health. All he cares about is the money. And that's not the way to go either. And I had this too myself. I was doing the self-improvement and really just like, it's me. I gotta improve myself. I gotta do this all perfectly. I cannot ever eat bad things. I can only eat the perfect diet. Go to the gym every day, cold showers, meditation. My full schedule is planned. I'm doing nothing else. All I did was read, homework, school, work, and then go to sleep, gym. And there was zero balance. I did this for months straight. And then I noticed my life is not fulfilled. I completely neglected the social aspect of my life. I felt lonely. I felt sad. It is not the way to go into the extremes all the time. It is important to have a goal, to have a vision, to have a passion that you're working on, sure. But does that mean you have to neglect the rest of your life? All the other things that are equally as important to you, just because you have this one thing that you have to work on? Why can't we do both? Sure, you're not gonna be the best in this one thing. But does that really matter? In the end, balance is what will give you the happiness. You can be the most successful guy in the world. You can be up there. You've been working on yourself all the fucking time. But then what? What did you achieve in your life? Everything else is sad and empty. But you have this one thing you worked on. That's not the way to go. Trust me. I've had this too many times. And it is just so unhealthy to go into these extremes. To never feel like it's enough. To always want more. But maybe balance is good. Doctors are saying to eat a healthy and balanced diet. And that's for a good reason. Yeah, we're saying only meat, no carbs. Whatever diet you choose, it's always an extreme. Why don't you just eat a normal diet? Why don't you just have a little bit of that and a little bit of this? Why do we always have to go over the top? I'm telling you why. Because the over the top, the extremes, that is what attracts the people. That is what catches your eye. We don't look at the ordinary things and appreciate them. But when we see something special, something that we've never seen before, we're like, oh my gosh, wow, shiny object syndrome. Damn, I want that. That's impressive. That's amazing. But maybe we should just appreciate the normal things in life. The people who live in balance and appreciate the little things. whatever happens to them. But of course, these people doesn't mean that they have nothing achieved in their life just because they're doing other things. They're not just focused on one thing, but they do a lot of things. And these people, they're probably happier than the guy who's just trying to do this one thing and to be the best at it. It's a cool thing to be the best at something, but it will not give you happiness. Because chances are, first of all, you're probably not gonna be the best, because there's always someone better than you. And then you're gonna be frustrated. And second of all, there's other things in life that are equally as important. We can't live a one-dimensional life. We're not made for that. That is gonna give us depression. Doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. That's insanity. Literally the definition of insanity. So, doing the exact same thing every single day and trying to be the best at this one thing, that is monotonous. That is boring. Why don't we just live life to its fullest? And to its fullest means to embrace all aspects of it, to enjoy every single little thing that comes our way, appreciate it, show gratitude, embrace different aspects. We try this sport, then we try that sport, then maybe we try this diet, and we try this endeavor. And then there's people that are gonna say, you're never gonna achieve anything in your life like that. You're ambitionless. You're not reaching any success in your life whatsoever. And to that I'm saying, but at least I'm happy. Because you're never gonna be happy like that. You're only gonna reach this fulfillment if you're trying to keep the balance. And the thing is, it is hard to keep the balance. To go into the extremes, everybody says it's difficult. But to actually keep the balance, that's the hard thing. Democracy, that's balance. You know what is the extreme? Communism, racism, those are the extremes. Democracy is not perfect. It is balance. But it is what works for society. Because when we tend to go into extremes, that always brings negatives with it. And we don't have a perfect balance, ever. It's something we should strive for. That's the whole point of it. A balance is nothing we achieve. A balance is something you strive for. When you stand on one leg, you don't just stand there, but you're wobbling there and back and there, back and forth to try and keep the balance. And that's how life goes. Imagine this on a scale. You have your life being extremely good, your life being extremely shit on the other side. In the middle, it's balanced. And sometimes your life is extremely good, and sometimes it is extremely shit. But in the end, the middle ground is balance. So it doesn't mean to remain at balance, but to overall keep this balance. To maybe even go into extreme phases, but then come back and ground yourself. Because it is hard to live life happily if it's extreme. Extremes are destructive. You know what extreme rain is? A tsunami, or a flooding, extreme heat, extreme cold. Extremes are so popularized by the modern media, by everything that you see online. But it is not the way to go. They're telling you it is because it's selling really well. Extremes is what sells in movie theaters. The Supermans, the superheroes, the Barbies. All of that sells really well because it's an extreme. But if we're being honest, if you look outside, if you walk around the street, the normal person is not extreme. Sure, you can say you don't want to be like the normal person. You want to be better than them. But does that mean you have to become extreme? Doesn't it just mean that you're trying to be better, but balance the good? Can't you just be good in every aspect? Maybe not perfect, but even if we go into the extremes, we can't reach the perfect. So why do you want to be perfect everywhere? You can just be better everywhere, that's still balance. But you can't, of course, let it all down. You can be mediocre everywhere, that's balance. But you can choose your personal balance. Choose for yourself what you want. What you actually want out of your life with balance. Choose what makes you happy, not what pleases other people. Find the balance for yourself, not what other people tell you is good for you. And choose that. Choose that lifestyle. Choose that path. Make your own decisions. Use your mind. Become conscious. Become conscious of the impacts around you. And then make your own decision based on what truly makes you happy. Based on how you can live this life in balance. Always keep this in mind. There's this ancient Greek philosopher, Aristoteles, maybe you've heard of him. And even he preaches balance. It's called the Misotes guidance or whatever, I'm not sure. I only learned it in German. But he preaches balance because extremes are destructive. So live your life striving for balance, striving for good, and you will achieve what you want. That's all I have for you today. I'm your Chief Tommy. You can join my Discord server to spend some more time talking to me. And as always, I want you to keep going and make me proud.